Hello guys, so in today's video we're going to be conquering the entire universe in Cosmo Tier with nothing more than the power of bugs. So first thing first, we gotta make the galaxy to conquer, and I'm not gonna be doing anything too special. I'm gonna keep it on like a little bit difficult as far as, you know, like taking more damage and dealing a little bit less, so it's gonna be harder to kill the bad guys, and a little bit easier for them to kill me. And then as far as like, you know, crew and stuff, I'm gonna keep that on like normal settings. I'm not gonna make it too hard. So we're gonna load in with the super basic, just kind of starter ship. Now I did want this specific one because it has the like shield already, which is super important for like any ship in Cosmo Tier when you first start. Is very necessary unless you want to get absolutely steamrolled in the beginning. But either way, all of this is junk because it doesn't exactly look like a bug to me. So let's get rid of all this junk. So all day I've been thinking about what type of bug should this be, right? Should it be a caterpillar? Should it be maybe some kind of like cricket? Should it be a tick? Should it be a worm, a snail? And I was like, well, some of those sound a little bit too big and scary for the first bug. I mean, you know, this thing is going to be taking down small ships, not quite conquering the galaxy yet, right? And also, I'd be okay with being around a lot of those, you know, like snails, caterpillars, you know, something like that. And also, I don't really see them doing me harm. So I was thinking, what's like a snail or a caterpillar or something like that, but it's disgusting. You wouldn't want to be around it. It's nasty. It might hurt you. And then I thought, a maggot. So that's what our first ship is going to be. The SS Maggot, and that is what it is going to be named. Now this thing is going to be absolutely torn apart in battle. Anyways, now that I've got it all designed out and built pretty much, I can have these guys tear apart the old ship and actually build the SS Maggot, so that way we can get to shooting ships out of the sky and slowly building our bug empire across every single star. Okay, now that I've got the ship actually built, I'm gonna color it. So I'm gonna go with like kind of an off-white, like fleshy tone for the skin. And then I'm gonna color like the arms and like the pincers, or a chelicerae, I think is what they're called. Something like, no, those are spiders. Something like that. Anyways, so that way it's like a more dark red color, so it looks right. Now, the last thing to add, since they don't really have like different layers of armor and stuff, it's a maggot. It's just a blob of flesh with a mouth, and two little arms. I'm gonna just add the eyes and then call it done. Okay, now all I gotta do is just pick up all of the bounties, so that way I know where all these ships actually are, and I can start blowing stuff up. Okay, now we can head to our first of many ships to destroy and be destroyed by. And that's our dinner bell. Time to eat. Okay, now that that's done, I can go clean up my mess, and then I can go find another ship. Now, I'm probably going to need to absolutely destroy like 3 or 4 ships to be able to upgrade the SS Maggot, and I'm not really sure what bug I want to do next. Anyways, we're going to go to this asteroid next, because asteroid fields will have like a bunch of little ships in them. So there's going to be at least 3 smaller ships in this. They could be stationary or they could be flying around. This one, luckily they are stationary, which makes them way easier to destroy. But then after we deal with this, we'll have a bunch of resources. Now that's 1 of 3 destroyed, and I am going to make sure I clean up every single one of these because I really need the uranium inside the cores to make my ship bigger, because that stuff is so expensive. Oh my god. And that's 2 out of 3 absolutely destroyed. Now, like I said, it is super, super easy to take these guys down since they are stationary. I mean, they drop like flies. Okay, to the last ship. Okay, now that one unironically went down so fast. Like, I swear, by the time I actually got up into its face to start, like, actually attacking it, it was already just gone. Now that our mess is cleaned up, we can go out and find some other ships. Actually, first, I think I'm probably going to claim all of the bounties, since I have destroyed about 3 ships now. Now, they only give you a couple thousand per each, but that's a pretty good amount, especially for, like, buying the blueprints and stuff that we'll need. Now, the asteroid-filled one, this one that I just claimed, does give you extra money, I'm pretty sure. So, it's very, very useful to do those, and especially since they're so easy compared to the bounty hunts. Not to say either are hard, but still. Okay, now let's go do another bounty. I think after a few more, we should be good to go ahead and make a new ship. Oh, looks like I'm walking in on something. So since there's 2 ships, this should be a little bit more challenging and a little funner. Now, I'm gonna get rid of both of these guys, and honestly, that wasn't too hard of a fight, because one of them was already, like, disabled from the other one crippling it. But even then, it was still a little funny dancing around. So now I'm gonna go claim that bounty, and then look at how much this is gonna cost me to actually buy the upgrades that I want to get. So, like, the 2 main things we need is the heavy laser blaster, which is just basically a better version of the blaster I'm using now. It's so good. And then the big thrusters, so that way I can actually go faster and not have to use these super inefficient small ones. Now, there's just one last thing I want to do before I go and start upgrading my ship and making a new bug. I'm gonna go save the other, space station, and then after I save that, I'll have, like, higher level bounties and stuff, and then I'll need a bigger ship. Okay, now there is 2 of them, and they're supposed to be pretty hard, but I think I'll kill them before they shred me, hopefully. Okay, so I did get boxed in absolutely shredded, so let's run that back real quick. This time I'm gonna try not to get surrounded. Okay, so let me explain what keeps happening. So pretty much what's happening is he has a disruptor, which is that little yellow gun on the front of his ship that keeps taking down my shield, and then that cannon is just absolutely ripping through the front of my ship. So what I need to do is just stay a little bit out of reach of that disruptor and that cannon, and I should be able to disable them both and then be good. Okay, so I did get my ass absolutely handed to me, but it is okay, because I got a bunch of money for doing that. I mean, a bunch. Like, triple what all of the bounties were giving me. Now, with all of this new riches, I think I'm going to go ahead and make the next ship. Now, I'm thinking about what kind of bug I could do, and honestly, I'm not 100% on the one I did make, so I might end up remaking this. But, I am gonna go with a silverfish. It's just the first animal or bug that came to mind but I think it's a pretty decent fit. And also, it's still a pretty small bug. I mean, silverfish aren't exactly aggressive, but I couldn't really think of anything else that would be small and fit this. Oh, wait, actually, you know what? I probably should have made an ant now that I'm thinking about it. Crap. I will go back and I will make an ant. Of course, not right now, though. First, I've got to get this thing torn apart, turned into the SS Silverfish, and then after that, we'll go blow some things up and call it a day. And there it is, all finished. Now all I gotta do is fill up the crew so that way we're at max crew, and then we can paint it and call it a day. Now, out of everything I had to do to actually make this ship, I think this is probably the most time-consuming part, was just painting the thing. Because A, I couldn't decide on what color I should be making things and, you know, how I should paint it. And then B, I just couldn't decide how I wanted to have it done at all. Like that base color, I changed it like 3 or 4 times. The legs in 10A, I changed those like 4 times, and the scales, like it was very difficult. Now I forgot to change the name, so just real quick, just imagine I did. Okay, now let's go test our new toy. Now, one thing you absolutely do not want to do is get caught out in the middle of some fog with any ship, because you will get absolutely hammered. A very solid performance from the SS Silverfish. I think it is probably going to be time to go up in difficulty pretty soon, because these guys are too easy. Too easy! I think it's time to go fight a pirate base. Basically, a huge space station, like a Death Star, that you have to destroy. And you have to kill all of the ships trying to protect it. It's going to be a hard fight. Oh, man, this is going to be a tough battle. Fuck.